How you doing, guys? So, I know that sometimes 3 minutes is not enough to kind of like go over it, what exactly needs to be understood, or at least listen clearly, what has to be transmitted, so you can find your own and acknowledge your own understanding and giving it your own twist, your own individuality, okay? Because we're all individuals at the same time. So when you find a truth, that's the truth for that person, right? And his duty, his whatever word, he wants to pass it down to you or to the people. So now you have to give it your own twist because now that truth is raw, okay? So now you're gonna make it yours. And because you are an individual, it's gonna be manifested. It's gonna shift into something similar but not the same, but still the same in essence. Okay? So I want to speak about the law of attraction. We all been there. We were taught that positive thinking and negative thinking, you attract what you think, and if you have a lot of horrible situations you're going through, is because you're thinking negative. And then you say, well, not necessarily true, right? But what they don't show us, it's the pattern, okay, that we're creating in our mind for so long. If we've been thinking in a certain way, we've been thinking in a specific manner about something, it's fixed, right? So because we are in time, there's always a time frame for something, okay? When you hatch an egg, I know there's technology that we can, fast the process, okay? But I want to focus about how can we let go of this multi-million dollar industry, so-called the law of attraction, okay? And then you get to the point that you enjoy certain books, you enjoy certain conversations, seminars, and then you start wondering, well, hold it. Like, okay, I've been for so much time applying these exercises and nothing's going on. And for some reason, they just want to turn the tables against you, like, oh, you're not doing something right, you're skipping a step, or blah, blah, blah. This is not about steps, first of all, okay? Truth, reprogramming yourself, and seeing things from your own perspective, there's no steps, okay? We need to understand that this planet, first of all, two major people operate in this planet: the oppressors and the victims. We see it all the time, okay? Matter of fact, we don't want to talk about it because people have been told that you cannot speak of certain topics because then you're being thrown to jail, or you're scared for your life because you make people uncomfortable. They will tell you you're racist or you're a feminist, but you cannot fall into this trap. The topic, the subject that you are avoiding to talk about, it's the same subject and topic that's gonna liberate you, okay? It's gonna shift your reality dramatically, radically, and progressively. Like you guys know, I did 9 years in a federal prison. Yes, I broke the law, okay? And I paid my debt, okay? But you don't have to go through things like that, okay? People say, well, don't break the law. Well, sometimes it's not about breaking the law. Sometimes it's not knowing the law, okay? But I'm not an attorney, but I'm knowledgeable in a lot of things, but this is not the case. So I'm gonna stay with how to bring yourself into your nature, about to know things just by knowing, because it sounds confusing, but it's not. That's the most natural thing, that it's already embedded in us, in our blood, in our genes, in our DNA, okay? Now, are people gonna be faster than the other ones? Of course, because we are different. We're all not the same, okay? We have different genes. That's why people will be in the gym working out the same hours at the guy next to you, and he has more results, and then you get discouraged because you're comparing yourself, thinking that he is you and that you is him, and it's not. Okay, it's not. Even though media propaganda is telling you that you're doing something wrong, they're always trying to find something wrong with you. Always. Okay, always. And I'm not gonna go to specific race, but you guys know what I'm talking about. There are specific race, right? People that they're already built, like they're already exercising. There's a reason why. Okay, there's a reason why, and they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to hurt people's feelings, and then you become racist, and then it's just nonsense. But you have to be neutral about it, and you need to understand that there's a reason why you have a height, a body mass, a bone structure. Okay, everybody plays a role in this world. Everybody has a role. I've mentioned it before on my videos that not everybody is a human being 24/7, including yourself and me. There's certain things that when you go to a certain building, to a certain part, geographical, I'm talking about, now you become a role. You have to play a role. Like when I was incarcerated, I was not a human being there. I was an inmate, okay? So now my role is an inmate, okay? You, when you go to see a doctor, you're not a human being, you're a patient now, okay? Be aware. When you go to school, you're a student. He's a teacher. This is how it goes. And you shouldn't be mad at that. This is how the physical, legal world works. And you need to be aware of it, okay? Because this is the knowledge that's going to make the difference between being a victim mentality and oppressor. Okay? You don't want to be none of both. You don't want to be none of them. You have to find the middle ground where you can see both of them. Okay? And this is only can be achieved by knowing. Okay? How do you know? By knowing. Have you ever had this situation in your life that you just like, by looking at something and embracing all your senses, and you just like, there's something you don't know where is that? It can come from within, obviously, but you cannot point it out here. It's something like, no, I just don't want to do it. If we can do that on a daily basis in every situation, we wouldn't be in situations that you don't want to be at, because we forget about that, because we get distracted real fast with other things. And this is what I want to bring you and share with you, that you can bring that nature back to you, okay? Because that's your real nature, not to be taught. Oh, you need teachers. No, you don't. You don't. They lost the real knowledge that we have a higher self, okay? You cannot see it. It's not meant to be seen. It's meant to be spoken. That's why the Bible and all the Holy Scriptures become very famous and to a certain extent powerful. And God spoke, okay? And this happened, okay? Yeah. But actually, you can switch the tables and you can turn all that history that has been rewritten to confuse you. This is talking about you talking to your higher self for guidance, for whatever reasons you want to talk to yourself. And this is not affirmations. Affirmations is just a statement repeated over and over and over and over, and it's just lost and I don't know where. When you speak, you talk to yourself, to your mind. Your mind has only one duty, okay? To respond to what you're saying. Now that means like, oh, she's gonna talk to me back? No, she doesn't talk to you. Okay? She just releases the answer that you're looking for in a way that you will feel confident enough, because it doesn't produce confusion, doubt, hesitation. It's just this feeling when you're in the shower and you open the warm water and you just like sit there for a while. You forget about everything. So that's kind of like, I can relate to that feeling that you know by knowing. When you don't care about approval from nobody or somebody, and all this fear, it's gone. You're no longer asking to live more. You're no longer asking for anything. You just want to listen and pay attention to everything that's going on within you. This is when you start knowing by knowing. But you have to kind of like reverse engineer this, because we've been programmed by cartoon, movies, books, how to think in a certain way so we can follow a path that's already being built for us, okay? And not all the time is wrong, okay? But there comes a time where you will get beat up so much mentally, physically, that your inner self, it doesn't matter how programmed you are, it will tell you, okay, enough is enough, okay? Enough of this BS. And this is when change comes. This is when you shift your reality, because now you're paying attention to yourself. You're speaking to yourself, to your higher self, okay? And because you're speaking to your higher self releases all the answers that you need to do, and you act upon it, okay? Because we're physical beings. We're not meant to be sitting down, closing our eyes for 24/7. That's not how it goes, okay? So then you go out, okay? Not necessarily looking for answers, but applying the answer that came to you, okay? And this is where we get stuck, because now the old life is being replaced by the new life. And this involves family, relatives, friends, and all the people that we used to know. And this is where the real family that you were meant to know and to meet kicks in and comes into your life. And this is how you shift your reality, okay? So to encapsulate all this, we see movies when they offer you the red pill and the blue pill, and they tell there's no way going back and blah, 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 okay? So you don't have to take a pill. I've mentioned it before, okay? If you're already aware of the two pills, then you are already picking up an awareness, okay? And if they already brought you two pills and you have to choose, so now they're creating hesitation, and you don't want to hesitate in life. This is why it's so powerful to know by knowing. When you know something, you don't ask questions. You just go for it. And whatever the consequences are, you embrace them. And you don't dwell on the positive or negative. Okay? We're not cables. There's no positive, negative in us. It's just something, it's just a information that has been brought to us, because people know that we are powerful beings, and they instill that you need to think positive to feel good. And now you think, okay, this person tells me that I need to think a certain way, so you start following this person. And at the end of the day, it's not about following nobody. That includes myself, okay? The best quote that I have for anybody is create enough leaders that we have no more followers. And this is how we shift reality. Because now will be a great planet where there's no longer need to teach one another.